Yo guys, sorry you already know this. Today we are back playing some more Triangle Strategy. We finished off chapter 6 last time where we had the battle on the bridge against Frost as we were trying to escape with the help of Maxwell, who is now gone, unfortunately, and we are fleeing Glenbrook, and I don't really know where we're going. My guess is going to be Hyzant to try and maybe pitch like, hey, this is happening, please help us type of thing. But I don't really know. And so yeah, we're going to be starting chapter 7 today. I did find out that there, I guess depending on the decisions that you make, there are either 20 or 21 chapters, maybe 22. It's somewhere in that area. So we are about a third of the way through the game, maybe. So yeah, today is probably going to be a pretty shorter like session. I don't have like a ton of time to record today. So this is probably just going to be me doing like a one-off video, which is probably just going to be more advancing the story and just, you know, seeing what is happening in the future. So probably no combat or anything today. Even if there's more mock battles, which there might be, seeing as it's the start of a new chapter. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get a little recap slash explanation of what's happening here.
And so it was that the once proud kingdom of Glenbrook did fall.
This is very unfortunate.
Frost seized control of the Crown City, threatening to bring the surrounding domains under its iron yoke. Now the Archduke's army marches upon House Wolfort's stronghold, where Prince Roland is being sheltered by his loyal friends and allies.
Oh, okay, alright. So they're going to House Wolfort. That's a little bit further away than I thought, but I guess that sort of makes sense. Ooh. Chapter 7 Part 1, which means there's probably going to be a decision that affects what we do. Very interesting. It has been a little bit since we've had a sort of decision to make with the scales of whatever that it was called. But alright, this is the only thing to do, so let's go ahead and get some story stuff happening and see what's going to transpire. I guess we can see the fate of the king and stuff.
Lord Thalas and Lady Erica have arrived, my lord.
It's our favorite people.
Thank you for the escort. You may go now.
If there is anything else that you require, anything at all, you need but say the word.
In that case, I would have a bottle of the realm's finest wine and a serving of fresh fruit delivered to my quarters.
Solid request. I don't remember. What does Erica look like? Oh wow, she looks so much more evil from this angle. Oh my gosh.
But of course, Melody,
what an evil grin.
Servants fetch it at once.
I remember Talos looking like an evil dude.
Ever eager to please, isn't he?
I believe the word you're looking for is sycophant.
Sure. Let's get a reminder of what he looks like, because he's also up to no good at all times.
Congratulations on bringing Glenbrook to its knees, brother. It's a thing of beauty, what you've accomplished. I trust you're already seeing to that fuss outside the castle walls?
Of course.
The other domains are putting up little in the way of resistance. Lord Telior trembles in his seat within the stronghold, and Lord Falks was oblivious to what was happening until it was far too late.
Yeah, we saw what was happening with Lord Falks.
Easily the three high houses of Glenbrook break under your iron boot, brother.
Wolfort is the last to hold out, but Avlora will deal with them. Prince Roland will be in our hands before long.
Are we gonna have to straight up fight Avlora? Like now?
Speaking of royalty, brother, I would have thought Cordelia would be dead or rotting in jail. Yet here she sits on the throne. She looks less a vanquished princess and more a queen.
That is precisely what I would have her be.
Oh?
Whatever do you mean?
Once things have calmed, I shall assume guardianship over her and have her crowned.
Why?
A few days hence, Regna will be executed. I've already informed Patriat as much.
Okay, so they are planning on killing the king, but I guess they want it to be like a public execution, probably for, so like everybody can see it, so like their threat goes through, instead of just like a story being passed being like, oh, we killed the king. It's just like, no, a more public display is going to be a lot more effective at creating like fear and terror and stuff. All right.
So the wise and benevolent King Regna meets his end at last.
I don't know if I remember what. That looks vaguely familiar. Maybe we've seen Cordelia before. It's been a bit. I like reminding myself of what they look like in their portrait view. Okay, I don't really know why they plan to do that with Cordelia. I guess just so somebody's watching over the territory, so Gustav doesn't have to like rule the entire world like that. But interesting plan. I would love to see an angle where they try to explain like why Esros is doing this, because it seems to be very much like.
Subjects of Glenbrook.
I'll let him speak first.
I am Gustadolf, Archduke and High Commander of the Grand Duchy of Esfrost.
So basically, the game is basically just making it seem that like Esfrost is just like pure evil and just greedy and just like wants to rule the world and like wants to have all these assets, whatever. I would love to see if there's an angle where they feel justified in what they're doing, because so far I don't see it, and I do think that my personal preferences are for stories like this is where like everybody feels like they're justified or in the right in some way, and right now I don't really get that sense. It's kind of just like, you know, this nation bad, your nation good. Good fight, bad, you win. And that's a little simplistic in the modern day and age for a story, and I'm just hoping that there is a little bit more depth to what we're getting out of this. With how much is left in this game, I assume there is, but that is my current thoughts right now, to see what is going to happen with their motivations.
The sins King Regna has committed against us, and against you, his own people, are grievous indeed.
Maybe he's going to air it out literally as soon as I make that observation. What has he done to them?
3 decades have passed since the end of the war. In the years since, we have all done what we can to rebuild our nations.
Okay, so that was 30 years ago that the war ended. I feel like that was something that I keep getting confused about.
The opening of the Grand Norzalian mines was to be the dawn of a new age. An age where our 3 nations would work together for the peace and prosperity of all.
And who ruined that?
But King Regna spat in the face of that glorious dream. As our engineers worked tirelessly to put success within reach, your King Regna schemed in the shadows to seize control of the mine for his own profit.
Which is completely untrue, and he knows this, and is just using this, again, to do more bad guy things.
And when Dragan Esfrost, my dear cousin, and the man tasked with overseeing the mine's operations, became aware of this plot, King Regna had him assassinated in cold blood. In doing so, he betrayed not only my own nation and the holy state of Hyzant, but you as well. The very people who were to share in the wealth the mine would bring.
This guy sucks. I mean, he's effective, but he sucks. I was like, is Regna not gonna like defend himself in any way?
And so we were left with no choice but to march on Whiteholm Castle and put an end to Regna's treachery by force.
Because silence is basically being like, you know, oh yeah, that's true. Like if he doesn't even like speak up against it. Not that like anybody has to believe him, but like,
our actions were born
you know,
of a righteous duty to avenge Dragan's murder and this odious betrayal of this historic accord between our nations.
Although it does look from the picture that maybe his mouth is tied up so he can't say anything, but I can't quite tell.
What say you, King Regna? Do you deny these charges against you?
I do not.
Why? Why?
But I beg of you, spare my children.
That
Subjects of Glenbrook,
doesn't make any sense.
the traitor king admits his guilt before you.
Why? Like this like I don't get it. What, does he just like want to try and make it like so there's like less casualties by because if he was just like, oh, I didn't do this, Gustav needs to die, then like the citizens like would be put in more danger, so he's just kind of like sucking it up and like taking one, you know, because he knows there's no way out. That's like the only thing that makes sense. But like the fact that every single time that anyone's tried to be like, oh, Esfrost is actually like bad here, nobody is like allowed to say that for whatever reason, and so it's just like, it just sucks that they're like getting away with this right now. I don't know.
The punishment for these crimes is death. Off with his head.
Roland, Cordelia, the future of our kingdom is in your hands now.
And down goes King Regna. That is sad. There's a lot of important people dying in this story. Dang, nobody's safe.
Just days after the fall of the Crown City, King Regna of Glenbrook is beheaded before his subjects. The death of this kind and benevolent monarch plunges the realm into confusion and chaos.
Yeah.
With the king perishes an all too short-lived era of peace, and in its place, one of bloodshed and turmoil.
Okay. Well, oh wow, there is so much side stuff. That is crazy. This is probably just going to be like a lot of different areas' reactions as to the beheading of the king. Let's go ahead and check in on Lord Fawkes here, I guess. We've already seen a little bit of him. Maybe this is like a reaction as the beheading of the king.
Your Majesty, House Fawkes has failed you. I have failed you. High House, damn it all! When you needed us most, we were not there to answer the call. How did we not see what they were plotting? How did we not know to go to your aid? But no, cursing our fate will not bring you back to us.
Yeah, I don't really know what you plan to do.
Focus our efforts on the one who might yet save Glenbrook from downfall. We must protect Prince Roland with our lives.
Good to know he'll be on our side. Alright, so we got one ally that we know is like with us. Which is cool. Maybe we can check around and see maybe there's others that will not be on our side as a result. Telior. The name sounds familiar. I don't remember if we've met this person before or not. I feel like we have, though. Yeah, this guy looks familiar.
Whatever is House Telior to do?
Oh, yeah, I definitely remember this guy.
With King Regna gone, we must find a way to preserve ourselves.
Okay, so we're basically checking in on the three high houses.
Flandroy, that proud fool, will no doubt fight till the bitter end. But House Fawkes alone is no match for the Grand Duchy. Yet if House Wolford were to fight at their side, they say Prince Roland is in Wolford's charge. If this is true, there's a good chance they will join the fray.
Oh yeah, we've been in the fray already.
Or will they? The Wolfords may choose to ransom the prince to Esfrost in return for amnesty for their own domain. If it comes to that, Esfrost will either kill the prince and princess, or use them as their pawns, and Glenbrook will fall.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good future at all.
Bending the knee to Esfrost may be our only hope if we are to live to see tomorrow.
Alright, so he's the one that's considering, like, maybe we don't fight against because it's not going to end well. Which, I respect being, like, the leader of, like a small area if you feel powerless. It's just, like, I definitely understand how you come to that conclusion. So that is fair. Oh boy, let's see what we learn about here. Is this just, like, the people? What have you got,
It would
Patriot?
seem things have calmed outside the castle walls.
What is to become of us now? Word has it the King's Guard's been slaughtered to the last man. We must flee while we have our lives.
If they meant to kill ordinary folk like us, wouldn't they have done so already? Even as frosty dogs have some honor then. Who'd have thought? Anyway, there's no point fighting. What'll be, will be.
Yeah, alright, so this is like the perspective of like the political, you know, going on of like the higher ups like really don't affect us, so like why bother? That's also a position that I understand.
Our people seem less resentful of Esfrost than I would have expected. no doubt due to the Archduke's decision to focus their attack on the castle and leave the town itself unscathed.
That's, you know what? I gotta give it to him. That's actually pretty smart.
So the common folk won't be a problem. That just leaves the matter of the royal family. His Grace and the Crown Prince have been dealt with, and Princess Cordelia has been brought to heel. Prince Roland is the only one unaccounted for, but the men I arranged for hunt him down as we speak.
Yeah, they're not gonna make it that far. I got this.
Word has it, there's also a sizable bounty on his head. No, he'll not last long. I knew Gustadolf to be a shrewd man, but his attention to detail is nothing short of astonishing. I have seen all I would. Let us return.
All right. Kind of just get a little bit of glimpse of the normal everyday citizen and their perspective. They're thankful that they were just spared, which is fair. I think there is one more thing over here, I guess. Oh, we can see what Hyzan thinks about all this, because it seems like word has reached over here. Hopefully they're on our side, but if they believe Gustadolf, they could also be against us, which would not be great.
Minister Sorsley. What is it this time, Booker?
Did I get a good... I did not get a good look at this guy. Look at Dr. Eggman here.
We've just received word that S. Frost has launched a surprise invasion of Glenbrook. Whiteholm burns as we speak. What's this?
That is a surprise.
The Crown City has fallen. King Regna was beheaded, and it is said Crown Prince Franny also perished in the fray.
That's a lot of news to just have it all at once. That is... it's been a crazy day.
Prince
At night,
Roland
or
is
however long
fled
it
to the
took.
domain of House Wolfort, with the Grand Duchy's army in close pursuit.
Goddess forbid. What could the Archduke be plotting? And what did the others think of the matter?
At any rate, I must speak with the Hierophant at once.
Minister, if I may assuage you, I propose that perhaps this situation may yet play to House N's benefit.
Oh, I just saw that we can see a profile of Booker. I don't remember this name before, or if it was important, but this is Sorcery N's most trusted retainer. He looks pretty cool. I like him.
Our benefit, you say? Indeed. Indeed. You may have the right of it. My dear Booker, whatever would House N do without you?
Send a bird to the palace. Tell them that the Holy One's faithful servant Sorsley would humbly beg an audience.
At once, Master.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what they're gonna be up to then. But we can go ahead and continue forth with our thing here. Having made their escape by boat, Cyrano and his retinue finally make their way back to Wolford Domain, but what awaits them there? That is a good question. Let's find out. What do we got?
Cyrano, think the heavens are safe.
Oh yeah, not for long.
It is good to be home.
Castle Wolfort is the most impregnable stronghold in all the kingdom. You will be safe here, Your Highness.
Thank you. I can only hope Father and Sir Maxwell are safe as well.
Yeah. Let's hope.
Benedict, there is news.
Oh no, she has the news. She was able to take cover. She wasn't seen, but she saw everything. Or just heard everything. Uh-oh.
What's the matter, Benedict? You look as if you've seen a ghost.
Yeah, there's some ghosts around.
Your Highness, my lord, pray try to remain calm.
But your entire family is dead and your kingdom is in shambles.
His Grace was beheaded at the Crown City not bells ago.
Yeah, go ahead, stay calm. Uh-huh.
No. Say it is not so.
I will not go. Turn the lights off. Carry me home.
I can only imagine what you're feeling now, Your Highness. But I fear we have not the luxury of grieving. As the last living heir to the throne, there is no doubt that the Archduke will target you next.
Indeed. We must move quickly. I would seek Father's counsel.
About Lord Simon.
Oh no! Is he gone too?
What is it? Has something befallen Father?
Dude, nobody's allowed to have a dad in this game. Oh my gosh. That is crazy.
Father!
Lord Simon, what is the meaning of this?
If only we'd seen the signs every single time that he showed up and tried to talk ever.
He collapsed when he heard the news from the Crown City, and has not opened his eyes since.
You must be mad. A man was stronger than an ox.
We cannot afford to lose Lord Simon. Not now, of all times.
This is crazy.
Father. Be strong, Father. This realm still needs you.
It seems to be like the one that he's just like asleep through all this, and then once we like peacefully resolve everything, he'll wake up and be like, I'm proud of you, son. And then, I don't know, either stay around or like die then. I don't know.
I still need you, Father. Father.
Serenoa.
Is there any chance he will recover?
Our healers are doing everything they can, but none can say.
Unfortunate.
Very well.
Okay, so we got that. I'm pretty sure there's still going to be more story stuff here. We are definitely not ready to do an immediate conflict yet. And the fact that we're in part 1 really makes me think that there's a decision that affects what part 2 would be.
Do not give up hope, Serenoa. The malady will not take your father easily.
Forgive me, Roland. I can only imagine what you feel now.
I must stay strong. I cannot allow father's death to be in vain.
I feel like Roland's going to make so much growth throughout this game.
For Lord Simon. And for those who now look to you for guidance in his stead.
That's true.
I will try.
Serenoa is the man now. He's the man of the country, whatever, domain.
Pardon me, my lord. I come bearing a message.
From whom?
What kind of message?
The scout we had sent in search of Sir Maxwell returned with this.
Oh no, now they're gonna get the news that Maxwell's gone too.
Sir Maxwell's mask.
Oh, grab the mask, huh?
Reports have it that it was found near Whiteholm Bridge.
Blood. No, it cannot be.
Yeah, that's the other one. I forgot. Maxwell's also gone. Y'all aren't allowed to have anybody close to you survive.
The bridge was all but overflowing with the bodies of the fallen. It was not possible to ascertain all of their identities.
Although, there's no body, so Maxwell might actually be alive?
And the swift course of the river thwarted any efforts to search further.
Ooh, that's just the rule of any sort of like storytelling, any sort of TV show, movie, game. If there's no body, they are not confirmed dead.
I see.
That is a rule of thumb that I always live by.
Thank you for the report. Get some rest. You have earned it.
Yes, my lord.
I definitely thought he was dead, but now I do not think so, and I feel like Maxwell is going to show up at just the perfect moment.
Maxwell, you too abandon me now?
Yep, and now we get to abandon you by selling you back to to Gustadolf. They mentioned some sort of ransom, and I feel like there's going to be a decision that actually involves that. I don't really know that it's that straightforward.
Esfrost musters its forces at Whiteholm Castle and commences a march on the Wolfort domain.
Oh boy.
Their aim, to seize in their clutches Prince Roland, the unwilling heir to Glenbrook's throne.
Alright, we can do story stuff. No more side stuff just randomly popped up, so we can see what this is about. Probably like to set up to a fight, I guess?
My lord, the Esfrosti army advances on us as we speak. A missive has arrived from Lord Gustadolf. It says they will stand down on the condition that we surrender Prince Roland to them at once.
This is also something that's like vaguely in the back of my mind, that I believe in the demo how they got to teach you about like the decision making process thingy was this here, and I actually think there's a decision about Prince Roland about either like letting him go or like trying to protect him or something along that lines. That's crazy that that's still somewhere in the recesses of my mind, again because the demo was like a year ago, but yeah, I feel like that's what's coming up.
Word has it that General Avlora herself heads the vanguard.
Gustadolf's not taking any chances. The scheming bastard.
Summon the War Council at once. We must take swift action.
Yeah, we gotta make a decision. Gotta go around, talk to everybody, make the decision. Oh boy. What does everybody think?
You cannot be serious about this.
It's all right, Frederica.
Please continue, Benedict.
Thank you. Once more, I would ask you plainly. Do we or don't we relinquish Prince Roland to Esfrost?
I say we refuse. We owe Sir Maxwell that much.
Precisely. Sir Maxwell entrusted us with keeping His Highness safe, and we accepted.
There's no place in the realm more sheltered by the terrain than this castle. He is safer here than anywhere. And yet,
Potentially.
if the Archduke were to march on us with an army as great as the one that took the Crown City, or, heaven forbid, a greater one,
the natural fortifications of this land would work against us. Our shelter would become our jail.
So you propose that we just abandon him? That we sacrifice his life for our own protection?
Better my life than any of yours. This is my battle. I would not see the blood of my friends spilt in my name.
What happened to that whole thing of like, you know, you have to worry more, like you have to worry about your life a lot more now?
See, Your Highness, that's where you're wrong. House Wolfort's the sword and shield of the crown. You go to battle, we go with you. So it's always been.
Yeah, you can't just like fight this fight alone.
Enough! I will leave before I see your domain ravaged by fighting. It is the only way. Surely you see this, yes?
I refuse to believe sacrificing any of us is the correct path.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
We cannot allow war to come to the Wolfort domain. Your highest priority must be to your loyal subjects. You must decide.
Ooh. Let's see. I didn't know it was going to be this sort of thing. Alright, I cannot render a decision here now. There must be some solution. As his vassal, I must fight to protect the prince, but as their lord, I must ensure my people's safety. I cannot hope to win against Esfrost, but if we do nothing to stop them, many will lose their lives. We gotta protect the prince, man! I do not like what Esfrost is doing. I will not stand for it.
But as their lord, I must ensure my people's safety.
I am sorry, Serenoa. Pray do what you feel is best for your house. I will find some way of helping my family.
Your mind is made up, then.
As the master of this domain, you and no other must decide how we proceed.
Ooh.
I understand that, Benedict. Prepare the scales of conviction.
Scales of conviction, that's what they're called.
I would hear everyone's thoughts on the matter.
Yes. So this is the decision where we either relinquish Prince Roland and avoid war coming to Wolfort, or we fight. But yeah, we will make that decision on the next time. So let me know your thoughts on the decision that you would make, because I will probably make my decision before I would read any comments. But I would love to hear your thoughts, pros and cons, as to what you would do, or what you have done if you played this game up to this point. This is very interesting. Again, my only semi complaint is that this seems like a very sort of typical like good versus bad like story, which can be a little boring, but I do think that a lot of the inner political like workings of like each of the high houses and how they have to make their decisions, the way that the citizens react to their king being beheaded in front of them, and just how everybody reacts to having to go on with their life, I think is being explored very interestingly in this game. So I do like that. I just hope that there gets to be a little bit more depth as to like why Frost is doing this, outside of because they're greedy. But that might just be it, and I will live with that if that's the case. This game is still very good. So yeah, that is where we're going to end it off here. Hopefully you all have enjoyed. If so, let me know, and I will see you on the next time. Till then, peace out.